What is up, everyone? Hope everyone had a decent day of trading. I know today was FOMAC. I just looked at the charts and it's kind of crazy. It happened about an hour and a half ago, and finally markets being a little bit volatile. I mean, I didn't take any trades or anything during FOMAC. I honestly never do. I'm more of just a morning kind of trader. But finally there was some volatility, so hopefully it'll kind of continue on for the next couple, I don't know, weeks, months, who knows. But I've just been tired of, honestly, just such slow moving market. It's been annoying. It really has been. So anyways, I'm going to go over the trades from yesterday and today, because I did not record the trades for yesterday because I was a little busy during the day. So I'm going to go over the trades now because remember, I'm trying to show you guys everything, the fills, the losses, the wins, everything. So with that being said, let's go over the trade. So the first trade I took yesterday morning was like about half an hour, or maybe not half an hour earlier, but it was during pre-market. And I took a long position here, but I got stopped out once we took out these lows. I was stopped out. And the reason why I entered long was because if we look at the 233R, this is where I drew my zone from, or the retracement zone from. And yeah, ultimately it does keep going down, but at the time it was not breaking that low. As you can see, we kind of just are coming back into the retracement area. And on the 34, we get my exact setup right here. Even if I entered long up here, I still would have gotten stopped out at break even. But that wasn't the trade I initially, saw. Because with the 233, I like to pair it with the 55, and then the 144 is with the 34. So when I was looking at the 55, I saw that there was a potential setup for me. So, we have the push down, tiny push up, then we're getting the movements down without breaking this low. And we can see that I entered here. And the reason why I entered there is because I kind of saw the same setup occur within the 55. I don't know. I honestly should not have taken this trade. I think I was just kind of getting a little bit ahead of myself, to be honest, because if we end up looking at the 55, we don't have any completed or confirmed breakout to the upside, and then we do end up breaking this low. So nothing confirmed here. So as you can see, I got stopped out right here because of this. I had my stop placed below this low. But I think the reason why I entered was because I was just waiting for the 55R to first form a down close candle, which it does here at 594.75, which is approximately right around here. So now I'm just kind of waiting for a confirmed breakout on the 34 with a confirmed push to the upside. So I see that we get a confirmed breakout from here, and we get a confirmed push to the upside here. So that's why I entered long here. I was up 5 points, I think on the dot actually. Yeah, on the dot, I was up 5 points, maybe 5.2, 5.5 points. I should have moved my stop loss to break even, but I did not, unfortunately. And me not moving to break even, it caused me to get stopped out down here for 20 points or something, which I'm perfectly fine with. But it's just a trade that I should not have taken. Not all of my requirements, I would say, were aligned. So that was the first trade I took, got stopped out. The second trade I took was a short here and I was able to take my profit there. I think this one was a fairly quick trade. Yeah, it was like maybe 30 seconds long, somewhere around there. And let's see the reason why I entered this trade. So this one, yeah. So we look at the 144. I'm looking at this candle specifically. We have a retracement back into that 50% area. So that 50% area is here on the 34. So I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit so it's a little bit clearer to see. Now we have that push up that makes a high, and we had this low. So the low right there, and then high right here. This high is not breaking, but the low is breaking, which is a good signal for us. And I wanted to see a confirmed breakout within that zone. So we kind of get that right here. And as soon as we have a confirmed push to the downside, I enter short. You can see there, my stop loss is just above this high. So I'm risking 15 points to make 10. You know, it's decent. So I'm in short, and I was able to secure my profit there. Also, obviously, you know, you can keep on hitting, you know, higher profit targets if you want, like 20 points, maybe even 30 points. But for me, the 40 ticks is all I need, honestly. That's really it. Like, you really don't need more, especially if you have multiple prop firm accounts. Like, you do not need to be overreaching at all. I'm telling you. So that's the first trade, or the second trade I guess I took, the first one during market hours, and this was like 3 minutes after market opened. So I didn't take that one trade in the beginning, then I would have been good for the day. But I do try to aim for at least 2 solid trades a day. So then the next trade I took was pretty much around this, like the same thing, kind of, but not exactly, because if we look at this 144, so this 144 candle was the first original candle for the short that we just went over. Now we have a retracement pretty close into this second candle right here. This is the candle that we're looking at, and it was fairly close. It was like, you know, a point or two off. I was like, all right, if I see my setup, I'll go for it. So what do you know? We have a short or a high, then we have a low. The low is broken, which is, you know, good signs, nice. And we get our tiny high and our tiny low inside that zone. And we get a nice confirmed push down from this candle. So you can see I entered here, excuse me. You can see that I entered here short. And it was, I would say, like maybe a few or a couple points off from my 10 points. So unfortunately, I did get stopped out, but it's okay. Ultimately, it did go down my way. So as long as I know that my strategy goes towards the right area, I'm really not mad about it. To be honest, I really like this strat. It's doing me very well, very, very well. So that was the second or the third trade of yesterday I took. Short, got stopped out of break even. Let's see where else I took a trade. So I entered long here, and I was able to get stopped out, or not stopped out, hit my profit target right at that spot before it started pushing back down, which was so good. But even if this didn't happen, I still would have gotten out of break even for sure. So let's see. Why did we go long here? So it's based off the 55. Yeah, honestly, I'm not too sure why we entered long here. I'm thinking it was just maybe a gut feeling, because if we look at the 144, there was like a potential, it was like kind of a delta trap. So obviously it wasn't a perfect delta trap because we did end up breaking the lows. But I think I had that in mind, that it could have been a potential delta trap, and you know, we ended up breaking this low. Broke this low right here. So to me, that's kind of like a tiny little bit of a liquidity grab. And as soon as we kind of closed above here, I was like, all right, I'm pretty sure I can just get it in quick scalp, in and out. So I waited for price to retrace just a little bit more, and then I entered, and I was able to exit for my 10 points, which was kind of right at the top. It was kind of perfect. That was good. But yeah, so this trade was based off more of intuition instead of my actual strat, which you'll definitely get more of once you become more familiar with, you know, the charts and everything else. And then I went in for a short position here, and I was able to secure my profits down here. Now let's try to figure out why I entered short there. Okay, so the reason why I entered short where I did is because if we look at the 144, now we're looking at this down close candle with very negative and bearish deltas. So the order flow is looking pretty bearish. You know, you got a nice order flow signal up here, and we retrace back into this 50% level. I'm sorry if the charts are a little hard to read due to like there being a lot of lines or something, but that's all you need to know. 50% level, we retrace back into it. So since we're into that level, it first touches the 50% level right here, and you can see we have the low, the high, and this setup was a little fishy, but I still took it because I saw that there was more downside momentum in the market than upside. So the reason why I say it's a little fishy is because you can see that this candle right here, it broke the low of the zone. So typically I don't like to trade that. As soon as this happens, as soon as we get a low below below the zone low, I'm not interested in it, in the setup. But I saw that, you know, we are a little bit more bearish. And also this is the same spot where I took the long trade, just for a very quick scalp, just from, again, intuition. But this trade that I'm reviewing now is based off more of my strat. So we can see that where this high and this low is, we're still within the zone. We never close outside of the zone fully, so you can still look for those setups like I did here, but it's a little bit more risky. So we can see that high is formed and this low is formed down here. Now we just wait for a confirmed breakout to the downside. We get here, wait for a nice confirmed push to the downside. We do on this candle right here. So you can see my entry was here. My stop loss is just above the highs. And yeah, I was in some drawdown for a little bit, which is okay. It's nothing to really worry about unless you're like a nervous Nelly, you know. But as long as you trust yourself, trust your system, and definitely always have a stop loss instead of just not having stop loss and letting it kind of just go up and up and up, and you being more in drawdown, don't. Just have a stop loss. If it hits your stop loss, it is what it is, guys, you know. So you see we do eventually kind of go down, and then we do hit my 10 points, my base points. So that was that trade. And I think I did take another trade. Yeah, I did take another trade right here, but I got stopped at a break even on this trade. Wow, I didn't realize how many trades I took yesterday. It's kind of a lot. So I'm pretty sure this is the last trade I took of the day. Now, did I enter short first or did I enter long first is the real question. Entry, 15.5, stop. So I went short here. And let's see as to why I decided to go short here again. Let's look at the 55. Honestly, I'm not too sure as to why I entered short here, to be honest. Oh, let me look at the 233. No. Okay. So we can see that we have highs here and then the low here. So this was not in a retracement area or retracement zone, which, I typically wouldn't trade like that. I mean, I guess it kind of was. It was a point or so off from the retracement area. You can see here. And I'll bring the 144 down so you can see. 144, we're looking at this candle now with, it's all right, delta. So yeah, we're looking at this. It didn't perfectly hit the 50%, but it was fairly close. And get the high, get the low. This is the same thing as my strat. We get the tiny high, tiny low. Goes down, comes back in. We get a confirmed breakout, confirmed to the push down. So I enter here short, and then we did end up like about 6 points in profit. So then as soon as that happened, I just moved my stop loss to break even, and I did get stopped out of break even, but ultimately it did hit my 10 points, 10 points plus. And then, just put your stop loss above the highs, above this high, above this high. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter. Or you can even place it above the entry high as well. That one is definitely better for a 1-to-1. And pretty sure that those were the only trades I took for yesterday. Yeah. So now we go to today. Today was a decent day. So originally, I did see a fairly early entry. I think it was on maybe the 233. I'm just trying to look for it real quick. Don't mind me. Yeah. So if I pull down the 233, we can see that it's a little messed up, or a little messy, I guess, I think. So this is pre-market. All of these two candles are pre-market. Draw the fib, we retrace back into the zone. So with the 233, I look into the 55R. Let me just get the 55R set. All right, so we retrace back into the zone around market open. We get, a good strat move on the 34. But since we're looking at the 233, I was kind of wary just based off the past couple of days if I really wanted to enter short or not here. So I did not. But I'm just going to go over it real quick. We have the high, we have the low of the zone, we have tiny high, tiny low. Then we have a confirmed to the downside, again confirmed to the downside, enter, stop loss above the high, yada yada yada. But I didn't enter that because I wanted to kind of make sure on the 55 we got that play. And you can see on the 55, if I remove that, we have the high, we have a low, we have the tiny high, the tiny low, and we get a confirmed breakout. So you can draw that box out and kind of wait for price to come back in, but it never did. So I didn't get an entry based off that. But price did keep on going down more. Sorry about the dog. It's just, we're watching someone's dog right now. So I don't know why he's yapping. He's a little yapper. So anywho, price is going down, and this trade I took right here, the sell and the profit target being hit, that again was based off intuition, because I just saw price going, like, it was just going down. It was down. Also, with the confirmed setup on the 55, with this confirmed setup on the 55, even though price did not retrace back into it, I was kind of just waiting to see if the 233R could close, which would be this candle right here. This is where the 55 range kind of occurred. It occurred up here where that blue box is. And I was just waiting for that price to kind of close, which it does around 482. So we look at the 55, occurred up here. The 233 doesn't close until 482. So as soon as that closed, I was like, all right, I know I can get in for a quick scalp for sure, at least 10 points. So I kind of just entered here, stop above kind of like the highs or a recent high, up to you. And that's why you see this entry there. And then also I liked it even more as well as soon as we were able to close below this low. So then like stop loss could be right up above here instead of being like all the way up here. So that is one entry I took. I was able to hit my profit target. And then let's see, the other trade I took, this was a nice trade, but got stopped at a break even, unfortunately, even though price did want to keep on going down to the downside more. So this trade, if we look at the 233, we are retracing back into this area, which is exactly the same exact area where we had the 55R drawn, like that tiny high and the tiny low, that kind of supply zone. We had it drawn out and it played out perfectly, you can see. But I did not enter on the first candle touch. That was a down close inside that zone. And the reason being is just because I've seen situations where price just kind of goes dramatically down, but then it retraces back up into that zone area, has like a down close candle, but then kind of keeps pushing up. So I just didn't feel comfortable entering short there. So instead of entering short there, what I did was I was just being a little patient, and I saw that on the 55, patience. I saw on the 55, we have a down close candle with positive delta. So to me, that's signaling a delta trap. And what even made it better is the 89 candle was able to close right here. So as soon as that 89R candle, which is just one time frame higher than the 55, as soon as that candle closed, I entered. And my stop was just above this high. And the reason why I liked it better when the 89 was closed is because I've just realized, or I've seen countless times where the high, in this situation, the high of, the inside candle, so the 55R is going to be the inside candle and the 89R is going to be like the outside candle. So if the inside candle, so 55R, is a down close with positive delta, and the following candle is also a down close with relatively strong delta in order flow. This is 0.94, and you can see down here the delta order flow is pretty strong. And that 89 candle, so the outside candle, also closes, and it's relatively strong delta. Let's look at the delta at what it was. You can see that the delta, it was 1. So that means it's like it's pretty good. And also I saw that the previous candle was at 1 as well, so to me that signaled like, all right, we're probably going to be reversing here. So I entered short when we kind of got that close, stop above the high, and it did end up hitting more than my 10 points for sure. But as I always say, when I'm in 5 to 7 points profit, I move to my stop loss to break even. So unfortunately, I got stopped at a break even on that trade. And then I just kept getting stopped at a break even. But then finally, I was able to get another, another dub. And I'm not going to really be going over these trades because it's just the same thing that I've been trying to preach, honestly. Just that strat, then you kind of get some good intuition. And once you kind of just been looking at the charts like for so long, you kind of get familiar with where price is going to be going and everything. But as long as you have proper risk management, you're fine. You are totally fine. But you know what? I also just decided right now that I am going to go over this trade as to why I got stopped at a break even. So this was actually kind of wild. My stop loss, I saw that we retraced back into here, and I wasn't really following my strat or anything, but we were just kind of pushing down. So I was like, all right, if we can get a close below this low, I'm in. As you can see right here, I'm in. And my stop loss was just above this high, but I had my stop loss, instead of being at this tick at 478.50, it was at 478.75. So I was literally one tick away from getting stopped out. And I did not, price was able to come back. I saw that we were not able to close below this low. So to me, that kind of signaled, all right, I'm just gonna exit out of that trade. I'm out of here. So that's why I exited here for like, it was maybe a 3-point loss or something. Then I saw another opportunity, which was, it was kind of the same thing. We have this low, a nice little confirmed breakout. We kind of broke these highs, these previous highs. To me, that shows kind of like a liquidity sweep. So we confirmed breakout to the downside. Then also on the 55, at this same area, which is right here, you can see that we also get a confirmed close to the downside. So to me, having confirmed down close to the downside on both 55 and the 34-hour, that's like extra confluence for me. So what I was kind of waiting for was price to kind of just come back up into this zone area. It's from this high to like that low, and kind of just have a down close candle. So you can see on the down, we got a down close candle in the 34, and I enter right away. And it does go down, and I end up getting stopped out a break even before it literally just kept pushing down. And I was kind of having a little bit of FOMO. So then I re-entered the position because I saw that the 144 candle did close right here. So then you can see that I entered again right here. And then I got a little bit more FOMO. But like it's FOMO, but I'm still in control of my trading. I'm still in control of my emotions. So I was not going to enter somewhere where it was just not honestly like feasible to enter. So I entered here for just very quick scalp because I estimated that, or I concluded that price should just kind of just do a quick 1-2, and it does, but I just get stopped out at break even. So then what happens next? We get a little bit of retracement. Mind you that the close of the 144 where this stuff kind of occurred happened right at this low right here, or actually a little bit higher, right around here, right around where my entries and stop loss was. So then I was just waiting for a little bit of retracement to the upside, and then I saw that we started retracing or pulling back to down, and I could have entered, but I did not enter right then and there. I kind of waited a little bit because I wanted to be more secure about my entry position, but also because if we look at my indicator that I created, you can see that we have a strong bullish push up, followed by, a bearish, or not even that much of a bearish candle, but just a down close candle, followed by a pretty bearish candle. So as soon as I saw this, I was like, all right, I'm in. I'm pretty sure I can just get a quick scalp stop loss right above the high, just my 10 points very quick, and you can see it just happens. So after this trade, I was done for the day because I also knew that FOMAC was going to be happening later on in the day. And let me tell you, when I logged on to the charts to record my trades for yesterday and today, oh boy, look how volatile this was. Look, 11.11:01 for so many of these candles. And then it just kept on being like that. I mean, I'm glad it's nice and volatile, but it's nothing that I honestly would trade. And if we just look at the this is the hourly candle. If we look at the 5-minute candle, you can see how volatile the reaction was at 11, just from FOMAC. And even right now, it's still volatile. So obviously I could have definitely entered. There was definitely potential trades that I could have entered and gotten even, more money, whatever. But that's not the kind of trader I am. So you just got to stick to your guns and stick to your rules and you should be fine. But hopefully we don't have any more of this kind of movement. Instead, we start to have a little bit of more of this, maybe a nice medium in between the two. Because I'm telling you, the past couple of days has just been so boring at the open. Look at this small movement at the open. Again, small movement at the open. Then here we had it was a push up, but we didn't really have any entries for a long time. Small movement. Like, it hasn't been really volatile like this day. Wow. These days are all right. They're not bad. But I want to see more days like this, like this one. Recently, it's just been tiny for the past, I don't know, I feel like the past week, honestly. But, we still are patient. We see our opportunities. And as long as you're able to trust yourself, that's a big one. Trust yourself. Do not overthink. Do not overcomplicate. Just become zen. Be one. And you'll be fine. So with that being said, hopefully everyone had a decent day of trading. Hopefully the FOMAC didn't blow anyone's accounts or anything. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.